Factory life in the cities of the earliest 20th century were plagued with male-run, unregulated operations that prioritized maximum output over all other concerns, including the safety of their workers. The conditions in the garment district in New York City were particularly hazardous due to policies where young immigrant women worked long hours in tall buildings that were plagued by cramped environments that lacked sprinkler systems deemed to be too costly and doors that would lock to limit unexcused break time. At the turn of the 20th century, New York City had 7 local unions formed to confront the worsening conditions for women workers and had gained so much steam that by 1909, a protest of over 20,000 went on an 11-week strike demanding safer work environments, improved pay, and the right to unionize. These protests were historically unsuccessful due to the unregulated power of business and tenement owners of the city. However, on March 25, 1911, the momentum finally shifted. On this day, a fire spread through the top 3 floors of the Triangle Waist Company, a 10-floor garment factory in Lower Manhattan. Due to the lack of planning and infrastructure, the fire went unimpeded through the building. There were only a few buckets of water in hand, and the firefighters' ladders were too short to reach the inferno, so over 140 workers lost their lives, many of whom attempted to unsuccessfully jump from the locked building. The severity of the Triangle Fire and other similar preventable disasters of the time caused major policy changes and gave strength to unions in New York City and beyond. Changes included, firstly, growth of the International Ladies Garment Workers Union, ILGWU, that went on to become one of the largest labor unions in the United States and was the driving force for what would later be called the Workers' Revolution. Secondly, creation of the New York Factory Investigative Commission, which wrote 36 of the new labor-related bills, including making the now ubiquitous New York fire escape mandatory. Thirdly, America's precursor to today's OSHA, called American Society of Safety Engineers, was founded 6 months after the Triangle Fire to ensure the new building safety standards were being followed. Ultimately, it took a few extremely horrific events to force the change from the negligent environment established by the early Industrial Revolution to the safety standards that now define our modern cities.